Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and this amazing video. In this video, we are gonna do an interesting thing which is creating a dictionary using a free API and Nuxt. So what I'm going to do today in Nuxt, you can do it same thing in the plain Vue app. I'll tell you what are the small changes here and there, but it's exactly same. So if you are using Vue or Nuxt, it doesn't matter. So there is an open source API known as dictionary API.dev. So what it does is it takes two parameters. First is the language code. So it's English US and there are like several language codes. So Hindi, Spanish, French, and you can have various languages. Plus it takes the word that we want to search for. So we will use this API and let's see how it works and how we can leverage it. So here, if you have seen my previous video playlist of Nuxt tutorial series, I have covered the setup of this app. So I'll just use this app and add a dictionary page, and then we will just do it over here. So if you haven't seen that video, please do check it out. And if you want to see this one, that's fine as well. But just to give you a heads up that this is like this video or this thing is just like the previous things are done in the previous videos. So let's go in our application or code, and here in the pages of the Nuxt section we will make a view file which is dictionary.view. So whenever we will visit the dictionary, so something like this, we will see the dictionary page. So I'll tell you why we are not seeing it, because we don't have anything here. So we'll set template and let's give it a div, and let's do something like random word. And if I go back again and refresh, you will see that we will have our random typing over there. This is just using the default layout. So if you don't provide any layouts, it will go to layouts default.view and it will just pick that layout and render this page in that layout. Okay, so this is how it looks. So it will just render it over the Nuxt. Okay, I'll be using Tailwind for styling as well. So let's begin now. So what we will need here is, so I want my div like the search bar in the center, or the entire thing in the center. So I'm going to do class equal to height of 96, or even I can do height of screen, or however I like. So for now I can do 96, or I can also give arbitrary value with just-in-time mode of Tailwind. And here I will do flex. Okay, now this div, whatever inside will come over here, I will give class m auto. Now this div will be exactly in the center of this root div over here. Now let's put a title over here. We'll say, let's give some class as well. So we'll say text to Excel, and let's do text gray 800, and let's say dictionary. And if we go back over here, we will say dictionary over here. Now let's create our input bar, sorry, the input search and the suggest or the drop down once we type something in that. So what we are going to do, we will create a div over here and we will wrap everything in that div. Okay, so for this div we will say class equal to, so I want the margin, like vertical margin for this div of 2, and I want this width to be full. Then I want this to be in the center, so I'll say mx auto. And also I will give this div certain width. So I'll say width of maybe 5 by 6. I won't be doing it a responsive design, so to keep the video short, so I'll just be doing it for large screens. So once we have that, we will need another thing which will be flex, and flex column. I'll tell you what is this. And then let's put the input, and then I'll tell you how this flex works. So let's have input, and let's do serve. Name and ID not necessary. We can give you like search word, something like this, but it's not necessary because we are using view, and then we can just have d model. So let's proceed further. We'll give some class to this as well. So I want this to have a padding of 1 rounded around the corners, and I want some border to this with maybe gray of 300. I want some width of this, so 50%. So width half is 50%. So this will be the 50% of this div. And after that, I want when I focus on it, I don't want any outline on it. So I will say focus outline none. And after that, let's give some placeholder so that your user know what to type here. So we will say placeholder, say enter your word here. Just to search word or query search word, anything. And once we have that, we will now need a v model. So we'll say v model equal to whatever word or whatever variable we will associate for this. So we'll say search word. Okay, we'll create that quickly in our script section. So once we have this, let's go, and now we will need a drop down. So whenever I type here, so let's first see what we have. So we have this, and if you see, like, this is not exactly in the center, so let's bring it in the center. So what we are going to do, we already have a width. Okay, so we have flex over here. Okay, now let's do align content, align center, content center, and items center. If I save this and go back over here, you see that input is in the center, but this is not in the center. So what we can do here, we can just say text center. Okay, now this text will be in the center. What's happening here is flex. If you know about the flex box, so this is just like CSS flex box. So it has the direction of either row, which is horizontal direction, or column, which is vertical direction. So when you say column, so each HTML element or each child of this div will be placed vertically one above the other. Okay, and when we do align center, content center, they will be placed in the center, and when we do item center, they will be in the exact center. So I guess we don't need these two if I'm aware of this. So let's try it out. Yeah, we don't need this, we just need item center. So once we have this, so all our items will be in the center for this parent div. Okay, so all its children will be in the center. So now we have our search bar. Now let's have our script so that we can bind this. So we'll say I'll be using composition API, and here we are using Nuxt. So till today's date, Nuxt do not have like an inbuilt support for composition API. So you need to use the Nuxt composition API package, and then you can use all the composition API features that you use in Vue 3. Also, when I do import like the ref from, generally if this was Vue or Vue 3, I will do Vue, but as this is Nuxt, so I will do from Nuxt.js composition API. And once we have that, let's create our variables. So search word, and by default it will have like the blank value, and we will just return this. So let's return search word. So let's see if we are getting something when we type. So say search word. If I type something now over here, we are getting our results over here. Okay, so once that's done, now let's create the drop down. So what we are going to do, we will just have a UL, and this UL will just render all the words that we got from the API, and then we'll just get the meaning of that words. Okay, so we will give some class to it, or classes actually. So we want it exactly of this width. So we'll say width of 50% of the parent. Then we want some border to it. Let's say border gray, maybe 300. And after that, once we have the border, I want this to have like a slight padding, or actually padding is not necessary because it will, yeah, I guess that's fine. We don't need padding. So what we will do, we will now have our list, or like the list of words. So let's give some class to this first. So we will say we will have some border to it. I want the border of bottom to each list. Let's say border gray 200, and I also want slight padding of 2. Okay, now let's first see what we get when we type our search word here. Okay, let's render it as a list. So if you see, like, we are getting here, and when I type something, we have our all the suggestions over here. Okay, so I want this to be displayed once there are certain results. So I will say v if results dot length is greater than 0, then and then only display this entire block. And what we will do, we will take a results array, we will say ref it will be like a default array like this. Let's pass the results over here and we'll render this as a result. So we'll say v for, sorry, too many mistakes, sorry for that. And first will be the item in the result and the index of that item in results. And once we have this, we will also need a key. So this key, or when you use v for the DOM, like to check to have a keep on DOM, view needs to have this key, so it renders this list properly for you. This key needs to be unique, and as each index is going to be unique, I'll just pass this index as a key to this. Okay, and here instead of results, so if I go to our API like response over here, you'll see I just need this word like this one. So I'll say result dot word. Okay, now let's go over here. Now whenever we change or whenever we type something, I want the API call to be made once we type. Okay, so what we will need is we will need a watcher, so which will watch for this change on this input, and as soon as it is changed, it will pass that value, the new value, to the our Axios request. So I will import Axios from here. If like there is $Axios context in Nuxt, but I'm using composition API, so I'll just use this Axios over here, straight from the library. And once we have that, we'll also need to import watch from this Nuxt composition API. Again, if this was view, you will just straight away import it from view, view 3. If this was view 3, we'll just straight away import from view. So what we will do, we'll say watch. Now what we want to watch this search word. So we'll pass this as the first parameter. Even if we are using ref, we don't need to do search.value because watch knows what to watch. So it will watch straight away the value. And then next thing we will need the callback. So what to do after this value is changed. So that is the callback. So it's or a function. So it's a new value. It takes two parameters. One is the new value. The second is the old value. So we'll just need a new value. And here, what I'm going to do, whenever this is changed, I will make an API call as axios.get, and let's copy the URL from here. So this is the URL, and plus let's do backticks like this, and we can just use the US English for now, ENUS, and our word. So what will be our word? So it will be the new value. So we'll just pass the new value, and then we will have the response, and whatever response we get, we will just put it in the, so this should be not result, it should be item. Whatever response we have, we will put in the result. So we'll say results dot value equal to rest dot data. Now if I go back over here and to our app actually, and now if I type something, let's type great, you'll see we are getting certain suggestions. If I type, so if I don't type anything, it's straight like this. And if I say type hello, we'll get that suggestion. Now what I want is whenever we click on this, I want that, like whatever we click, I want its meaning to be displayed. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'll create a component and pass that result to that component as a prop. Okay, so let's do here. So let's create a component which will be our meaning card dot view. Okay, we'll come back to it later, but let's first, once we have the meaning, let's just get the meaning. So what I'm gonna do, let's also do cursor pointer. So we will have that this thing, sorry, this thing like this different cursor, and we will also need a @click. So I'll type it on a new value, new line, @click. So this will call a function with the index. So whatever we are getting over here, whenever we click on that, we just need to get the index and the JSON or the dictionary or the collection at that index. Okay, so we will just go over here and let's get meaning, and this will be our index. So let's do a function get meaning and index. And now let's pass our index and get the value of this result. So what I'm gonna do here, so once we have this, we need another div which will be our component, actually this one, meaning card. So if you are using Nuxt, and in Nuxt config.js there should be a components thing. So if you set this to true, you don't need to write the import statement from it. All you need to do is just follow the nomenclature of the component and just write its name. It will be imported automatically. So I'll say meaning card, and I will pass the prop as let's do meaning and equal to let's do meaning. So we will have the meaning, sorry, meaning, and we will have this over here. So what I'm going to do, I will take another ref. So meaning equal to ref, it will be, let's put add null for now, and let's do here meaning like this. So here what we are going to do, once we have that meaning, so we will go over here and we will say meaning dot value equal to results dot value, and whatever is the result at that index, so that will be over here, and we will also need to pass this get meaning. Okay, now once we have this, if I go to my meaning card, let's work on this now. So this will be a div, let's make it like a card. So we will say class equal to border maybe let's do gray 300, let's give it a shadow, and let's do rounded, and let's do a padding. Okay, and no, two is enough. And now we will need to have that props, that whatever we discuss. So what we will do, let's put the word first. So we'll say h1, so h1 dot text excel my2 and p1, and here we will do, let's say meaning word. Okay, now let's go back over here. So word of null. Okay, so we need to do here we if meaning. Now refresh the page, so we have that, and if we type great, I put great, so I'm getting the card over here, great. And also if you see, there are many various things, like there is part of speech, there is definitions, then there is the what does it mean, and example, and etc. So let's do one by one like from this. Okay, so we have the meanings in this meanings is nothing but the array, and in that array, so there are like various, like there are more than one meanings to this, so we'll just display each meaning. Okay, so let's go over here and we will say uh, so we just need to tell what that meaning is first. So we will need again a ul, and we will have li, and we will use v for equal to meaning dot meanings, so this meanings, and here we will use item index in meaning, and then we will have a key which will be our index. This will be key, and that's it. And then we just need to iterate over our each meaning. So we'll say part of speech, so let's do that. Like this, meaning, sorry, item dot part of speech, and then it will display us the part of speech. So we'll need to do it in li, yes, and then we will have a br, and then we will need to display the definitions, so each definition for that meaning. And let's see, if I start from here, there are several definitions, and there is a noun as well. So each meanings having an object, each definitions is array and each definitions has synonym. So it's going to be a bit like quite complex nested things. So we have this now here. Okay, so if I see this part of speech and if I go back to again over here, you'll see that it's adjective, noun, and adverb. Now let's put the meaning of for each part of speech. So there are definitions, then we will have the definitions, and each definition has example and synonyms. So what we are going to do, we'll wrap this all in one div, and then it will be easy to arrange as well. So we will have something like this. So div, and let's put this inside this. Oh, sorry, in as a h2 text excel, and let's have it over here like this. Give it a space, and yeah, that should be okay. Now next thing we will need is, after this div, there will be the meaning or the definitions of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say for each definitions and then just iterate over each definitions. Then we again need like a v for. So we will say, let's do div again. So sorry, not caps, div, and v for, and now we need to go into item dot definitions, and this time we will use different variables because we already have item and index. So this time we will use maybe def and key in item dot definitions, and then we will have our key and have it over here like key like this. Now each definition has an example, synonym, and the definition itself. So what we are going to do, we will say here first the definition. So we will put it here like 2.text. I guess it's MD if I'm not wrong. We'll see this again. Let's put it SM actually, small text, and we will put over here the definition. So we'll say def dot definition. So let's see how it looks for now. So if I go over here and let's type a word great, and let's select great. So we have great, adjective, and then we are having the definition of it. So let's see what we are getting over here. So there is this one definition, and there is another definition, and there is another definition. So now we need to separate these definitions and have it properly arranged. So what we will do, the word is actually, so we'll make it to Excel. This would be Excel definitions as it is, and let's give some styling over here. So for each UL, let's actually for entire UL, let's have some padding. So we'll say p of 2, and for each li also let's give some padding. So we'll say p of 1. So if I go back again over here, so you'll see there is some padding right like this, and yeah, that should be okay. We can also have this part of speech to be font maybe semi bold, and word to be bold over here. So I can do something like font bold. So this looks something like this. So if I say great and have it so something like this, so adjective, and then we need the meaning again. So we have the definition. So this is one definition, and if you see after each definition there is an example. So let's print that example. So we'll have here h2, actually let's have it in a p. So text sm, and we can do something like have it like a light text. So we'll say text gray 400, and we will say example, and then we just need to, if you see over here there is just one example. So we'll say def dot example, and now if I go back again over here, so we will have, so if I do great and have it like this, so there is an example, and now we also need to have the synonyms. So what I'm going to do, I will put here again a p tag, and if you see that this synonyms are nothing but again the collection of words. So what we will do, we will say same like this, nothing different actually. Text SM and text maybe bit lighter gray, so maybe 300. And here we will say synonym. Yeah, and here we will have span, and we will have then v for span. So we'll say v for then synonym, and we will need a key again. So just take synonym and k. So we have index, we have key, and now we have k. And here we will use in def dot synonym. So synonyms, if I spelled it correctly, yeah, there. Sorry. So synonyms. So let's see, yeah, synonyms, and then we will just print those. And we will also need a key, so we'll use key, and let's take this key over here, and here we simply need to do something like this, syn, okay, and just something like this. So let me tell you how this will look. So if I go over here, type grade, so I have synonyms and it looks something like this. So this is one way, and also I can do like if there are no synonyms, then I can keep it blank. So we can simply say like this would be v if def dot synonyms has length more than 0. So we can use v for, or alternatively we could use plain JavaScript. So we will say def dot synonyms dot by join, and we want to join them with comma and with certain space like this. So if I go again over here, refresh, and now if I type grade, so you see we are getting the same, because what we are doing is whenever we have these two mustache or curly braces, we can simply write JavaScript here, like plain JavaScript. So what this is doing, so def.synonyms is an array. So joins that array and converts it into a string. So all whatever delimiter or whatever separator you pass here, you will get a comma separated string. So as I have passed comma, I'm getting comma separated string. So this is one. Now let's also, we can also have this like 1 2 3 something like that. So let's try to have that. We can have div, and here we will have another div. Okay, put this inside this div like this, and here we will simply print the key, because the key is going to be nothing but the index. So if I go over here, and now you see 0 1 2 3. So what I need to do, I need to do key plus 1 like this. So this would be 1 2 3 4. Now I need to bring it in one line, so it's pretty simple. I just need to have a class of flex over here. So I'll say class and then flex row. Now it will be in one line, and I just need to do item center, so they are aligned equally. So if I do like this, and okay, let's print grade. I guess it's a bit upside down because you see like it's going there. Okay, let's not do item center, let's keep it as it is. So if I don't do item center, yeah, it's there. Now I just need to give some spacing between it, so as a space x of 1, and here I just need to do maybe a dot like this, and then we have our list of meanings and everything ready. So we have one object, one meaning, two meaning, three meaning, and list of meanings and noun. And here we have our own dictionary. So I can also like style it further. So if I want to make it more like spacious, so if I go over here, so if I give like space, so actually to the, so we start from here. Here actually we can do space y maybe of 2, so each one gets some spacing. So if I type grade, let's do grade again, and I guess it's not, the spacing is going between these things, so we need spacing inside this 1 2 3 4 as well. So yeah, here we could do space y of 2 as well, and then we will have certain spacing between them. And also we need to give here empty of 2. so that it will be aligned with it. So if I go over here, type great, and now it's aligned. So this is all like we could have. And yeah, I guess so. Let's check the other word. So let's see beautiful. So we are getting the meaning of beautiful. Let's see subscribe, which you need to do if you like this video, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, you just need to do like. If you feel like this video is worth sharing, then you need to do SHARE share. So that's all from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Till the next video, goodbye.